All right, what's up, everybody? So I just wanted to make a quick recap of today's trades. It's much easier to explain it with a video than I would if I was going to type it out. So we did have a much better day today, so I really just want to go into what I was seeing on each trade and why I took them so you guys can get a better understanding. So our first trade of the day was IHT. It was the first of 7, so this one was an earlier morning trade. We took this one after it had a nice run up in pre-market and carried on into market open. So we are seeing that there's enough momentum on this trade. So we are looking to take that pullback of that trade. It comes back down, right? Forms a support range. Here we start seeing higher lows forming every time. We get a nice entry right here at 6.60s. That's where we got our entry, our fill at. So we are looking for a break over a resistance point, aka VWAP, right? So we do have that. Tested 2 times, both times gets rejected, but it's still near that range. Third time we get a break right over it, runs to 6.95, 6.97 from the 6.60s entries that we got. Very nice, very quick, 5-6%. Nothing really too big, but it was a pretty quick trade. So we did get nice profit out of this. You're really just looking for a resistance break, right? And as long as the higher lows keep forming, that's all you really need. So to move on to our next trade, this one we took a loss on. So PRPO, it was only 1% loss. I mean, nothing big, but it was still a loss. We saw a knife down, so this one was a much riskier entry. We were trading the knife. So usually I do love taking these knife trades a little later on. This time I rushed it a little bit, so that was my mistake. I mean, I'm learning from it as well every time. But we were looking and we were saying, all right, 503 is sort of forming a support right there. So I'm looking to take an entry right there. Kind of rushed it, dipped down. I took the 1% loss. I took it a little bit early on VWAP, right before it broke down. So nothing too big. I mean, 1% is not the end of the world. It's not going to really damage anything. So quick loss. I mean, we learn from it. We move on. So that's that for PRPO. So let's move on to PDSB. PDSB was a pretty nice trade today. I think it was one of our best ones today. So we were watching this one the entire day. I mean, we had it dip to VWAP like a couple times. I believe 4 times it tested. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4 times. So we are seeing it forming a support right there. We take it right off VWAP and then we get a nice push over the pre-market high and the daily high. So we are looking, we're seeing, all right, we broke both levels. We get a nice push to 7.80 from our 6.73's entry for around 16% profit, right? So it's a pretty quick and easy trade. Again, you're entering on an area of support. You're waiting for a break over a pretty tough resistance range. And then you can write it out, free shares wherever it is. So it's 780 or 760, 770, wherever you're selling. So it's a pretty simple textbook trade. Not much on it. So let's head over to OTLY. So this one was an IPO. The issue with IPOs is these stocks don't usually, how do I say, they don't have anything that you can really base it off if there's no patterns. It's just sort of like a lotto play, right? So we did take this one as a lotto. We got our price target. We got a quick 5% scalp on it. Nothing interesting really. It's just you're taking a lotto. That's all it is. So let's move on to some other trades that actually have some meaning behind it. So let's go over to MOXC. So MOXC, we saw a nice push up today, right from 12 to 16 range almost. Comes down to VWAP range. We do see higher lows forming, so it's a lower trend line getting respected and an upper trend line getting respected. Lower highs here, higher lows here. We are also on VWAP, so this is a pretty strong adding point, right? So we did add in that 14.70 range. We do add right on that pretty strong area of support. So anything below that would invalidate the trade, but it is the most limited risk way to take a trade. So we do get the entry. We get a break over that upper trend line. We get a nice run to 14.45. Easy 5%. I mean, nothing too big. It might have been a little over 5%, but it's a nice push up, quick scalp. So we did get that. The other trade we had today was MOSY. So this one, I love playing this stock in general. It's a pretty simple stock to play. Its patterns are pretty repetitive. So we did just see after a nice push up, we're consolidating in this zone right here. We're holding above VWAP, right? We're holding a support range as well. It's a pretty nice area to add, very limited risk. So I am taking these trades as limited risk as possible. So I do see this one. We take entry right near VWAP and support, right? We're just, as long as we don't break below either of those, preferably we don't break the first support either. We do hold we go to a resistance point right here. We come back down. We're still holding a higher low. Test it, right? We break over. We come back down. We're still in that higher low formation. And then we get a nice push up to 6.50. So it is very simple, very easy. You're getting some pretty nice profits. So this was an 8% push that we got on this one. We had lots of time to really enter on this one. We were just slower paced trade, right? It's not momentum based. It's more just a technical play. So that's that for MOSY. We had one last trade today, so it was BRPA. So wrong ticker. So BRPA was a pretty large stock, right? I'm used to playing pennies. I don't really go after these $30, $40 stocks, but this one had a pretty nice setup. So we did see a nice push over VWAP, and we saw the volume sort of start to come back in right here, right? Some pretty big volume right here. So I do see that as a pretty good sign. I take it right on the break, right? We do get the break right here. We take it, anything below will cut, right? Taking a nice trade, we get a nice push up to $40, $49. We get a quick 40%. I mean, it's a very technical play again. You're really just looking to break over previous resistance points. So we do get that quick and easy trade, get our 40% and we're out, right? So that's all there was for that. If you really want to know where to leave your last runners, I mean, after you have to scale out on this point up. A lot of people do ask me, when do I sell? When do I put my stop loss? Where do I put my stop loss? Where do I do this? Where do I do that? So you do want to keep selling as you're going up. So you do lock in profits, but you're also not risking a sudden drop and all your profits are gone, right? So you do want to keep scaling out as you go up, whether it be percentage wise or by levels, right? Resistances or whatever it is. So you do always want to do that, and you want to move your stop loss up continuously too. So on a trade like this, you just want to keep moving it up to, let's say, VWAP, right? Anything below VWAP. As VWAP is moving up, you're moving your stop loss up as well. So that's pretty easy to sort of implement into your strategy. So that's also another quick tip. So as far as the trades, that was pretty much all we took today. I hope this helps. I really want to just show you guys what I'm thinking, what I'm seeing, so you guys are able to apply it to your own trading strategy. Yeah, so if you guys have any questions about anything, my Discord DMs are always open, or you guys can just write a comment in the section. I'll try to answer it as best as I can. So as far as that goes, hope this helps, and have a nice day, everybody.